Hey all, Kurt Salzko here for TGTS, C2E2 2011. We're at the Archaia booth with an amazing, talented creator. You know him from Kookaburra, you know him from amazing other works as well. We have Ramon Perez. How are you doing today, Ramon?
Pretty good, pretty good. Surviving the weekend, the last day.
You know, the Henson Company, Archaia, you know, you've been penned to create probably one of the most prestigious books when it comes to amazing talent of Jim Henson's last final works. Talk about A Tale of Sand.
It's a very, it was funny because Archaia approached me. I don't know how really they found me, but they found me and they approached me to work on this project, and they sent me the first 10 pages of the script, and I read it, and it was unlike anything that I'd ever read, or sorry, not read because I'd never read anything by Jim Henson, but experienced of Jim Henson's, and but it sucked me in. Like as soon as I started reading the text, it began unfolding like a film in my mind's eye, and they had me hooked. So I quickly called Stephen back and I was like, can I get the rest of the script? He's like, well, okay, you can't show anybody. I'm like, that's okay, I just want to read it, and I read it, and I'll be honest, the first read, till I got to the last page, I was lost. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. This is a bizarre story. And then I got to the end, and I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense now. And then I read it again, and I read it again, and then I started laying out the book, and I'm reading it constantly. So and it's fascinating because it's like there's so many layers to this story. Like I don't want to give away elements of the story too much, but like every read, every time I go over the script, there's something new I discover, and it's a kind of a fun, comedic, but dark romp through a man's consciousness on the first read. But then there's all this subtext that you discover and all these kind of allegories, you know, and it's fascinating. And so now it just even has me more jazzed to work on the book. And as I said in the panel earlier, that I really want to try to bring what I think Jim's vision would have been to this project. Obviously, I'm doing it through my own mind, so it's like, you know, it's my vision, but immersing myself in a lot of his earlier works, the Henson Company was gracious enough to send me many of his shorts on DVD, and I watched these things, and I began to see how he used sound and color in his films, and then like watching some of his shorts from the 60s on YouTube. Like they have a YouTube channel, so they have all these old clips of him doing like sequences on The Tonight Show, or I think it was Sam and Dave, I think was another one of the shows. So like all these things, and I'm like, wow, this is an era of the man I've never discovered. So now I get to introduce people to this era, and so I want to make sure that it's done right. And the script is so well written. It's easy. Like like just translating it is easy. The hard part for me is just making sure I keep in tune with what I think he would have wanted, and what Archaia wants, and what I want to bring to the table as well. You know what I mean?
Well, it's Kids Day as well here. I mean, this is a perfect...
Oh, is it?
It is Kids Day, though. There's a ton of the younger generation coming through, looking at Archaia, looking at Jim Henson, looking at amazing creators and talent, especially when it comes down to the art and the writing. But would you feel that this would be a book that the younger generation could latch on to with your art style and Jim Henson's script?
How young are we talking? I think any person reading it will get an enjoyment. I think everybody's going to take something different out of it. As I said earlier, it's so layered that upon one read, it's just a fun tale. It's a bizarre, quirky, funny story, and you can just take away that and enjoy the book on itself. Or you can, upon consecutive readings, discover like his own personal commentaries, his own voyage, reflecting maybe his decisions in his life at that time. Comments about people and life in general. There's a lot of stuff in there that you can. It's inspirational in not just the story way, but like the kind of kernels of knowledge that you can kind of pick up through the story, and especially once you get the full read of it, and especially I think if you go back into it, it's something that kids will definitely, I think, be inspired by to kind of take themselves to the next level in whatever they do, kind of thing. It's a very inspirational story. There's a dark ending, but it's kind of like the dark ending gives the opposite effect. It's like it's very inspirational, but dark ending is kind of, yeah. I've said too much already.
Wait till the book comes out, and then. All right, then we'll do one final question here.
Sure.
You know, C2E2 being this wonderful convention that it is, being a talented artist that you truly are, what personal experiences can you draw from this type of convention in your future works?
I love, one thing I love doing about doing shows is meeting the readers and fans and connecting with those people and seeing how my stories affect them, whether they're inspiring or controversial or whatever it might be. And that's the part of when people come up and tell me these things, like, I started drawing again after not drawing for 10 years because I saw this book or that book or whatever. And that's the part I love about these shows, is connecting with that, the people that, I work in my studio in a secluded, little hermit, and these people all over the world are picking up my stuff and enjoying and taking away something from it, and it's great to actually just make that connection in a public forum, and it kind of reminds you why you're doing what you're doing. It's not just a paycheck. It's not just exposure or whatever. It's more than just a career, because you're just like, I think, actors or writers, whatever. You're taking people to other worlds. You're inspiring them, and it's great to actually hear the stories of how you affect people.
Well, I'm looking forward to the book when it comes out. I'm looking forward to, obviously, your other works. As I said, I want to thank you so much for this interview, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your time.
You too. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheers.